Do you ever feel like you just aren't good enough? Or you feel like I'm not doing enough? Or you feel like the people around you are so great that you just don't belong with them? For the longest time, I was in very accelerated classes, right? Since I was in fourth grade, I was in the most accelerated classes I could be. I was in STEM, right? If you guys don't know what STEM is, it's like science, technology, engineering, and math. It's for advanced classes, right? In my first year of STEM in fourth grade, I got an F in one class. And I went from a straight A student to like one F in like social studies. And I was in distraught. I was so upset with myself, right? And as the years went on, I just continued to kind of resent school more and more and more. And everyone around me, I had all these geniuses, like literally what all of my friends, all of my friends are like amazing, amazing, super intelligent people. I got a friend named Ivan and Matthew and Lindsay and Jesse, and they're all going to amazing places, right? They get like A's and B's. I get like C's and you know what I'm saying, right? So when you are surrounded by people who are always so much performing better than you, they're always doing better than you. When you're around people and you feel like you're not good enough, let me tell you what you can do, all right? You become so great in a field where they can't really comprehend or they can't, see themselves getting into. I knew I wasn't a good student, right? I know I'm not a good student, which is why I know I wasn't going to be a good employee. Because a lot of people who are great students, they end up being really good in the workforce. And I knew from a very young age I didn't want to be in the workforce. So what I do? Last year I started an online business and here I am making YouTube videos and making money online now. Making more money than, some of my teachers, making more money than some people I know in general. I want to continue to kind of snowball this money into a point where I'm able to make enough where I could sustain a family without ever having a job. I have never had a corporate job before, right? But I've still made quite a decent amount of money from learning through trial and error. So, how exactly do we deal with the confidence we seem to lack? Well, like I said before, try to focus on something that no one else can really understand. I feel like a lot of people have this inherent value or desire to just want to be different. From a very young age, I wanted to be different. You may be different than me, but I assume if you're watching this, then you're kind of like me and you want to be the best. And you can be in the best in sports or academics or maybe financially, or maybe you want to be the biggest or the strongest in the gym, whatever it is. I'm assuming that you want to be the best in something. And in order to be the best in something, you first have to have the mindset of, I'm going to be the best, or I'm getting there to being the best. A lot of people say this, right? They say, let's say you want to be a doctor. I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be a doctor. They say, I am going to be a doctor. The problem is when you say I'm going to be a doctor, that gives you the pretense of you're not a doctor yet, okay? And instead, if you started studying now how to be a doctor, not waiting till med school, learning now as much as you could, and you start saying, I already know how to be a doctor, or I'm understanding more how to be a doctor. When you say I'm going to be a doctor, it kind of puts a pretense of, hey, this goal is far away, right? But if you say, I am a doctor, or I'm getting to being a doctor, or I'm understanding how to be a doctor, that brings that goal a little closer to you, right? And I know the change of words may not affect a lot of people, but for me, it really does affect the way I think. Because for me, I want to change the world, right? And for the longest time, I was saying, I'm going to change the world, I'm going to change the world. And I started uploading videos and affecting hundreds of thousands of people's lives. And then I realized I am changing the world. So instead of saying I'm going to, I start saying I'm changing the world. Hey, Devin, what do you do? Oh, I'm changing the world. Sounds cool. It sounds cool, one. And two, I'm actually doing it. So that's a nice feeling. But you have to understand this, okay? The moment you start doubting yourself and the moment you start saying, hey, am I good enough? The moment you start comparing yourself to the people around you is the moment you lose. And it's especially difficult if the people around you are achieving greater things than you are, especially if it's in the same field. For example, I want to be an influencer, content creator. I want to change the world through views, right? And I want to get views so I can impact people's lives, like maybe I'm impacting your life right now, and maybe I'm giving you a different perspective on something. But if you want to get views and you're seeing these big content creators, or maybe even your friends getting more views than you, and you're thinking, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe this isn't for me. That's the moment you lose. That's the moment you give in and you lose there. You honestly, it's just, that's it. If you really start admitting maybe I'm not good enough, then yeah, you're not good enough. The moment you think I could lose is the moment you are going to lose. Okay. And of course, you can get lucky, right? Luck is a thing. Unfortunately, it is real. But 99% of people don't get lucky. 99% of the people who actually have succeeded, it's not from luck, right? It's from hard work and dedication and putting themselves in a spot where they could be lucky, right? Usually they don't get lucky on the first try. It's usually the 30th try where they're trying to start a business and then they get quote unquote lucky because they were in the right spot at the right time. Well, they were in 29 other spots at the wrong time. You got to understand that, they were trying to be there, but they got there because they put themselves through hard work over and over and over again. There was this discipline principle that I've heard recently on a podcast I was listening to. And I'll tell you this because I think I resonated with this more than anything else I've heard on like any other podcast. And it's called the discipline principle, right? And what this is you should have a good balance between putting in hard work and doing things you enjoy. And there should be a percentage, maybe like 30 to 50% of that time you spend doing that disciplined work, you should be enjoying it, right? So a lot of people, when they work out, they say, I don't want to work out, right? But if you look at most of the bodybuilders, most of the biggest people on earth, in terms of muscle, they all enjoy working out, right? They didn't get there because they hated it. If you do your work and you constantly feel like you're suffering and you're hating the work, it's really hard to make progress. A Harvard business study conducted a study, I guess, and the case study said that most people, especially when they were doing business, felt the best days when they felt great progress, right? The best days they felt, the most happiest they felt was when they felt like they were making progress in their work. So if you feel like you're making progress and you're enjoying that progress, how can you lose? How can you stop? Imagine if you enjoyed making businesses, you enjoyed making videos, you enjoyed selling to people. Imagine if that was 100% enjoyment and you were really good at it. Think about how far you could get in life in terms of, building a business or monetary gain. Same thing goes for anything. Let's say you want to become the best soccer player in the world and you enjoy playing soccer every single day and you're disciplined in it. The discipline and enjoyment is hand in hand, right? If you enjoy both of those, how can you lose? How can you possibly lose if you keep going at it for the next 10 years? You can't lose. You can't lose unless you give up. It's really just that simple, right? All right, that's going to be it for me for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to subscribe, you can. I upload videos like this whenever I upload videos like this. I don't have an upload schedule, but I just try to upload when I'm feeling like in the mindset of, hey, let's share some advice that is going on in my life and I'll give it to someone else. All right, that's it though. All right, stay humble, guys. I love you. Peace.